That's good. So our training covers AutoCAD 2D and 3D. We train people on AutoCAD. We train people on. We do CAD training. We do CAD consulting. We do CAD modeling. We do in-house training or private training. So this aspect is for persons in Owerri and Port Harcourt, and depends on your location in these two places. We also into CAD support service and other related CAD contracts. So there are some engineers that do contractors to handle their CAD jobs. So anything that has to do with computer aided design, we handle stuffs like that. Then what's the aim of this training? Why are we doing what we are doing? Now our aim is to train people on AutoCAD in a self-paced, simple to understand manner. From feedback we have gotten from persons, we always get feedback like AutoCAD is difficult. It's difficult to understand. I've tried YouTube videos, I'm not still understanding it. If I can't understand using YouTube video, why will I understand? How can I understand this stuff online? So one of our aim is to break AutoCAD down in a self-paced and simple to understand manner, that wherever you are, it does not depend. You understanding AutoCAD doesn't depend on your time. It doesn't depend on the fact that you have prior knowledge to AutoCAD. In fact, one of the best people or set of persons we love training are those that don't have knowledge about AutoCAD. So we like training novice, beginners, because I believe they are going to give me their full time. Somebody that already has knowledge, we want to form boss somehow. So the second aim is to train you to become a professional in using AutoCAD without leaving your home or office. So just like the way we are tuned in from different locations, from Lagos, from Port Harcourt, Abuja, Owerri, you are learning, you are participating in this space without leaving your office or home. So that's how we want learning to be. We want learning to be fun. We want you to understand this software, because for those that are in the civil aspects or anyone that is related to architectural drawing, we know that in our universities what they teach us is how to use, how to draw on board, on T-square. But the world has passed that. We are now in a digital age where everything is done with your phone or your laptop. So as a civil engineer, the basic thing is you need to know how to interpret architectural drawings. Yours is to look for the load bearing capacity of that structure, if it is constructible. But first of all, for the architect, he or she needs to know how to use a computer aided design software in relating his thoughts. And like I said, the world now has moved. Everything is now digitalized. So that's where AutoCAD is. Whoever is in the engineering space and doesn't know how to use AutoCAD as an engineer, or someone who is in environmental science, building or designing residential building, AutoCAD is one of the most essential software every engineer should know how to use. Because if you are using AutoCAD, for instance, AutoCAD has an extension, or gives you the privilege of saving your work as DWG file. What do I mean? When you have done your a design in AutoCAD, you can export that design back to AutoCAD and give it a thorough finishing. You are using Fusion, you are using SolidWorks, you are using Inventor. All these are computer aided design softwares. All of them has the functionality of giving you that privilege to bring your work inside AutoCAD. Then you ask yourself, why is it that all these softwares has this privilege of working in AutoCAD after they have finished their modeling? Simple. AutoCAD is one of the best software that can give you a good 2D representation no matter what you do. The person in civil engineering, Protastructure, you can use your Start Pro, Protastructure and all that for your designs. you get your RCC 2000, all those for your design. But when you are coming to detailing, structural detailing, you always use AutoCAD. The same thing in electrical. There are other electrical design softwares out there. Yes, I can hear you. You can't hear you. You can't hear me. Okay, okay, no problem. So something like sorry, I was talking about electrical. There are other electrical design software out there, but when it has to do with a good 2D representation, we always fall back to AutoCAD because it's one of the best in the computer aided design sector. Now, if you go online, you can check it for yourself. Check the first 5 or the best 5 computer aided design software. AutoCAD always comes out third. You can Google it, best 5 computer aided design software every engineer needs to know. However you put it, you must see AutoCAD inside. Is it that it's always in the first 3. So this is a software you don't need to joke with. Okay, let's move on. So who am I? My name is Prince Christopher, and I have over 7 years working experience as a draftsman and as a CAD designer. I'm also an Autodesk certified professional in AutoCAD for design and drafting. Yeah, so I've worked also as an instructor in different fields. Like I'm working with Reagran IT Center as their CAD instructor and designer. I've also worked with Blue Eye. Automation is a robotic company, and what they normally do there is prototyping. They design robots, and most of all these robots, they use computer aided design software in doing them. So I'm going to show you some projects I have done using AutoCAD. Yeah, so this is the first project I did with Blue Eye Automation. Is, I don't know, whatever it is their job. They just gave me to do it. Then this is a modeling I did for a company. It was a project, no, a mechanical engineering student. I did this for him. This I don't know what it is, but he knows what it is. So this is a nut and bolt. This is done in AutoCAD. Now AutoCAD is very vast. AutoCAD can be used for structural, electrical, and 3D modeling. So this is 3D modeling. This is called realistic rendering, where you add materials to your design, just like these other ones I showed you. You have the ability to add materials. So assuming a company said, okay, engineer, CAD designer, we need this kind of equipment. We want to model this kind of equipment, and we want this equipment to be made of steel or copper. Now, as a CAD designer using AutoCAD, you do the 2D aspect, then send it to AutoCAD, generate the 3D aspect, and add materials to it so that it can look real. So assuming you were given this contract to model this nut and bolt, just looking at this now, you know how this nut and bolt will be in reality. So that is why we have the 3D modeling, the 3-dimensional model, so that you can see this, your work, whatever you have done, you can see it in the 3D form. And using materials for your work make it look perfect, just like what you are saying now. Everything I'm showing you was done in AutoCAD from beginning to the end. There was nothing done outside AutoCAD. So this also was modeled in AutoCAD. I know most of you will be like, I don't know that AutoCAD can do stuff like this, or you can do stuff like this using AutoCAD. Yeah, AutoCAD is very vast. It's very, very vast. What most of you know about AutoCAD is just the tip of an iceberg. So this is a machine design, one mechanical component. We did it during one of our online classes. Then this is a tire. All these are 3D models using AutoCAD. I know I'm showing you majorly 3D models, because if I start showing 2D, 2D is looking common. This is a workshop. I need to show you things that you don't know is modelable using AutoCAD. I also personally did these chairs from beginning to end. This is what they call 3D modeling. So from what I said, I told you that Real Grand we do CAD consultation and CAD modeling. So assuming a company wants to design another kind of pawn, you get. Now, whatever is being produced in the engineering world, no matter how little it is the work of the CAD designer to design that piece. So before this chess was produced, it has already been done by a CAD designer somewhere. So when the production is going on, they already have a specific, kind of pattern they are following, because they have what they want to design upstairs already. That okay, this is how it's going to look like. Then they send it to the 3D printer or whatever to print whatever they want to. The CAD designer has already done. So in the engineering field, a CAD designer is someone that cannot be easily removed or overemphasized. You get? So this is another view of it. This is it, our chess. Then this is another mechanical drawing, 3D modeling. This is also a piece of chess. I designed everything from scratch using AutoCAD. So this is not totally the complete chessboard. I also designed everything in AutoCAD from beginning to the end. And this was also done using AutoCAD. I did this for a company. What is inside? This is just like a cage, or how will I put it now? An iron cage, yes, that is protecting an oil well. This was to be used as a representation of something. They were trying to design a cage that cannot be easily broken by all these vandalizers. So in order to protect the oil well, they need something that cannot be easily destroyed like that. So they said, okay, we need to have the CAD aspect to show these people how this thing is going to look in reality. So you find out that whatever you are doing or whatever you see that is being produced, there is always a CAD designer somewhere that has done it. Your oil well, the oil block, your equipment, your table, your chairs, there is always a CAD designer responsible for those stuff you are being seen, or you are seeing rather. A CAD designer is someone, like I said, that cannot be easily removed. A CAD designer must not go to school, or must not have must not go to the university. He or she, their work is to use a computer aided design software to relate a thought. You have something upstairs, you have something in your mind. How can you make this thing visual? How can the world see that you want to design a robot from your head? So what you need to do is to sketch it, give it to a CAD designer. They are going to bring that your idea into reality. Then this is also a robot, and this is the tire of the robot. It was also given to us by one company like that. I can't actually remember. Then this is called mechanical representation. So from here we can see the mechanical component, which is on somehow brown. You can see the front view, you can see the top view, the side view, the section, detailed section, section A. You can see the, what are they calling it? You can see all the dimensions attached to it. For those in mechanical engineering, this is called mechanical representation. And we have also composed a course on structural detailing, introduction to AutoCAD. We have also created a course on mechanical representation, machine designs. All will be available after this class. So this is another. Can you all hear me? Let me know if I'm talking to myself. Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, thank you. So this is another design we did. Is it's We handled this job from a petroleum company, I think so. So these are the different kind of views we had to give to them. All these things was done using AutoCAD. Does anyone have any question before I proceed? Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, now let's look at what AutoCAD is. Now, AutoCAD is a computer-aided designs program created by Autodesk. Autodesk is the company that has AutoCAD. If you are going to, whenever you see AutoCAD Park or whatever, you always see Autodesk inside. Created by Autodesk that enable drafters, architects, engineers, and other experienced professionals to create two-dimensional and three-dimensional models of solid surfaces and meshes. Now, I want you to note the set of persons that were mentioned. Drafters were mentioned, architects were mentioned, engineers were mentioned, experienced professionals were mentioned. Now, drafters are majorly people that do 2D designs. You get drafting and architectural design. They are almost similar because the both of them have has to do with the 2D aspect, but drafters do both mechanical and architectural designs, while architects, their function or area of specialization is just architectural drawing for buildings. So they are draftings for machine designs, they are draftings for architectural designs. Then we have engineers, those in mechanical, electrical, chemical, and all that. They also need this software. Then we have other experienced professionals. Now, when we talk about experienced professionals, we are talking about those people who has gained knowledge of AutoCAD through experience, and they are now professionals in using this software. So, for example, people that train others how to use AutoCAD when you go to training institutes, those guys are not engineers, those guys are not architects, those guys are not drafters. They are experienced professionals. That's why they are able to teach you how to use the software, and they can also create, do 2D designs and 3D models. Now, when someone says design is majorly talking about the 2D aspect. The moment a 2D design has been turned to 3D, it is now called a model. Understand? So when I'm talking about model, just know that I'm talking about the 3D aspect. Then when you are looking at design, you're talking about the 2D aspect. Now, AutoCAD is widely used and it helps in preventing product failure and warranty issue. Like I said, whatever needs to be designed in engineering or other field, there's always a CAD designer. There's someone that has designed one aspect of that product or the other. Now, with innovative ideas and creative imagination, user can create realistic representations with AutoCAD. Now, when they mean realistic representations, this is what I mean, the 3D aspect. All these are realistic representations. Now, it provides the necessary tools and workflow to design and build great products. Now, there are different kinds of AutoCAD softwares out there. Most of you might be hearing these softwares for the first time. There is what we call AutoCAD architecture. Now, it is composed of majorly architectural features. It still uses the normal AutoCAD working environment. You have your command line, but this time it has more of architectural features. Then we have AutoCAD Civil 3D. The guy in civil engineering should be accustomed to this. We have AutoCAD Electrical. We have AutoCAD, yeah, we have AutoCAD LT. We have AutoCAD Map. That map stands for mechanical and plumbing, mechanical architecture and plumbing. Then we have AutoCAD Mechanical. Then we have AutoCAD MEP. We have AutoCAD P&ID. The MEP here stands for AutoCAD Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing. Then we have AutoCAD P&ID. AutoCAD P&ID is majorly used by those in yes, instrument, exactly, those in chemical, those in petroleum, because yeah, it's the full meaning is plant and instrumentation design. So we have AutoCAD Plant 3D for 3D modeling. Then we have AutoCAD Raster Design. We have AutoCAD Structural Detailing. We have AutoCAD Utility Design. Structural detailing are those that are creating the structural aspect of no, I don't want to use a building, whatever has to do with the structural aspect. Most times it's being done with structural detailing. Then there are careers as a CAD designer or CAD engineer. You get, so a CAD designer, we can have a CAD designer for instrumentation. We can have a CAD designer for electrical. We can have a CAD designer for mechanical and piping. We can have a CAD designer for process. We can have a CAD designer for civil slash structural. So there are people that they are CAD designers that their area of specialization is for just instrumentation design. That's it's instrumentation and process are almost, they are similar, but they are different. The process has to also do with the 3D aspect, but instrumentation is, like, we know what instrumentation is just a sketch of the workflow of how a plant is going to work. You get, then the electrical aspect, that it has to do with both residential and factory designs. For your building, you can have the electrical plan for it. Then we have mechanical and piping. We have a CAD designer that specializes on mechanical structures. Then we have civil, which has to do with your structural detailing, your column and all that. Then we have senior CAD engineer. These are professionals who have more than 5 years working experience using a CAD software. And you find out that whatever you find here, you can see it as a senior CAD engineer. We have instrumentation, we have mechanical, we have electrical, we have structural and process. Then we have a senior CAD engineer slash designer. We have electrical and instrumentation. We have mechanical slash piping. Okay, so I think right now I have to dive into AutoCAD. But before I proceed, does anyone have any question? Okay, let me search my pictures if I can find the one I did. So I'm coming. Let me search for um, a design I did, a plant design I did. I'm coming. Okay. Let it come up. Okay. You asked a question. This was done using AutoCAD Plant 3D in designing this model. I believe I've answered your question. So for those in okay, yeah. Now when we are talking about instrumentation design, now instrumentation design, we you know that instrumentation design has to do with block, like a workflow or a flow sheet that shows the step-by-step process how a plant operates. It's not really, this 3D design has to do with the process. Now when all this for instance, this your tank is represented using a block or a symbol, then our pump is represented using a symbol. That is instrumentation design. Now that can also be done using AutoCAD for the instrumentation aspect, but for the process aspect we have to use Plant 3D. I hope I answered your question, and you have also seen a drawing that was done using AutoCAD Plant 3D. For instance, if I get your question clearly, this design now was done using AutoCAD. Now after I have done the design, what I did was to add materials. All the materials used in this design for this aspect is a steel material. Okay, it's a steel material, but there are some things you can also do, like walkthrough. Walkthrough will just give you a little animation of how the your work is going to look like, but you can't really use AutoCAD for animation. It just gives you a little work view of how your 3D design is, you get. But you can add materials just like I have done in all these ones. Yeah, all these stuffs, materials were added. All the materials added here, they were added inside of AutoCAD. Like I said, everything that was done here was done completely inside AutoCAD. Nothing was done outside AutoCAD. Okay. Does anyone have any other question? Okay. So for this workshop, we are going to do a little or brief introduction of what AutoCAD is, and we'll do some practical sessions. But first of all, Let me start with a machine design. Let me open one of the designs I've done in just give it a little time. It's loading. That is a 3D model, and the materials added is making the software a little bit slow because there are other files that are already open. So for our practice today, this is what we are going to be doing. After that, I will get a screenshot and drop it in the group chat. So working with AutoCAD is not really difficult for those that have been using the software for some time, and those that are new to it. Is a software that is how will I put it, very very interesting. So you can all see this nut and bolts. Like I said initially, everything I'm showing you was completely done inside of AutoCAD. So I intentionally opened it so that it won't look like this guy just telling us something that is not real. So you can see this. I personally designed this in AutoCAD and added the materials. You can see the floor. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see the materials added. So this is another aspect of 3D design that is will I call it the advanced parts of 3D modeling, adding materials like this. And there is a course already that I personally created on how to use AutoCAD for 3D modeling, and those courses will be available after this training. So this is for 3D. Now before you can do anything in 3D, you need to do them in 2D, and that's what makes AutoCAD look stressful. Because if you are using AutoCAD, for instance, there are other predefined tools there. For instance, your wall is already predefined. It's already there. You just need to click one point, and the other, your wall is already there, like Revit also. But in AutoCAD, if you want to create a wall, you have to use your line, draw your line, offset it, make it to create a boundary, then you extrude. You are designing everything from scratch. So that's why it looks as if AutoCAD is stressful, but it's the best, because the moment you know how to use AutoCAD, any other software you are trying to use won't be difficult, and it's going to save you lots of time. So I was saying, before you can design this in 3D, you have to first of all be grounded in your 2D. So don't be, if you are new to AutoCAD, don't be in a hurry to dive into 3D, because you will get stuck at some point. You have to know the 2D, how it works. because this now, this thread or this cylinder, this is just basically a circle that was extruded. You get? But if you just want to go with the beauty of how this whole stuff is, you are going to be carried away. You have to know how it was done. The 2D is the major and most important aspect of AutoCAD. You need to know the 2D. You need to know how to interpret drawings. So this drawing that is here, assuming I said, okay, do this design, because that's what I do. I tell my students before I give you anything. Okay, assuming I say do this design, the first thing I want you to do is to look at this drawing and interpret it. Ask yourself, if I was to do this design, where am I going to start? What are the tools that were used in doing this design? This design, this 2D design, what was used is just circle and line. In doing this, then they use array, they use trim. Those are the tools. So just looking at this, you know that okay, the major tools that we are using here is circle and line. You already know that you are using circle and you are using line. You don't need to start looking for any other tool in your tools bar. You just need a circle, you need a line. You need to get your center lines and all that. Put your dimension. So first of all, you need to know how to interpret this drawing. Now for those that will get the my AutoCAD course, you also be given access to this PDF. This PDF has about 309 exercises, both for 2D and 3D. This is just the 2D aspect. If you come down, you are going to see different 3D designs. These are what my students enjoy. The moment you enroll for any of our classes, you'll be given these materials free of charge. This is just one of the 5 materials you'll be given access to, and most of all these design, we have done them. I and most of our students have done them. This one has been done. This particular one, we did it in one of our online trainings like that. So this material will be available for those that will go for the course, the discount. Like I said, I'm holding this class. It's just like a special birthday offer because my birthday is coming up on the 1st of January, and I decided to organize this free AutoCAD class. So let's go back to this our 3D modeling that I showed us. Okay, so why I brought this up is for you to know that everything I showed you initially was done using AutoCAD, no other software. Okay, drawing 1. Okay, for those using AutoCAD 2016 upwards, when you open AutoCAD for the first time, this is how it's going to appear. Now you are going to see get started, you see start drawing, you see open files, you see open a sheet and all that. Now from here you see recent documents. All these are recent documents you have worked on. They are all going to appear here. Now if you want to start a new drawing, what you simply need to do is to click on start drawing. I'm making this workshop process easy for everyone. So even if you haven't used AutoCAD before, just stay tight, sit down tight and follow the step-by-step process. I think this class is also recorded. Yeah, so after this training I will make the video available. Then right now my current workspace is 3D modeling. I'm going to switch to drafting and annotation. For those that are using AutoCAD for the first time, your workspace is not going to look like what it looked like in the initial time. So AutoCAD is now resetting my tools. So if you are using AutoCAD for the first time, this is the basic tool you are going to see. From here you see your line, polyline, circle, arc. These are all the tools available. Now from here, this empty space is called your working environment. This whole empty space. Then at the top right corner, you see a cube labeled N, north, west, south, and east. That cube is called your view cube. It enables you to switch between 2D and 3D. So assuming I want to switch to 3D modeling, what I just need to do is to click on my view cube, and it's going to switch me either to southeast, southwest, and all that, whichever one you choose. So this is a circle. Right now on the 2D working environment, so I can just click somewhere on my view cube, and you can see it changes the orientation of this. From here I can add some little functions like extruding this 2D design to get a cylinder. So just like I said, in AutoCAD, whatever you are doing, you have to do them from scratch, from the 2D. Now I just did a cylinder. If you don't know how to draw a circle, you won't know how to draw a cylinder. Now why it's showing this way is because I am still in wireframe. So I will just go to realistic so that you can see how this is. So now this is the 3D model of that circle I just designed. Then I come to my view cube and click on top. It's going to show me the top of this. Go back to my wireframe. Now we have our command line at the bottom of our workspace. Now you see type a command. Our command line is used in imputing shortcuts or values to your command, to AutoCAD rather. So assuming I want to use the line tool, instead of me coming to my toolbar to look for the line tool, what I just need to do is to type L, that's the shortcut for line, and hit enter. Then I can now draw my line comfortably. Now the AutoCAD, the command line is very useful when you are working on large projects. So assuming you are designing, you are creating the structural detailing of 3-story building, you can't be clicking line almost every time. So what you just need to do is to use the shortcut. I need line, I want to offset, I use O. I want to copy, I use CO. I want to trim, I use TR. I want to do an array, I use AR. I want to use arc, stuff like that. Polyline, PL. X line, XL. So the command line makes your drawing faster, so you don't need to start searching for tools. So assuming somebody who is just familiar with the 2D drafting working environment, and somebody gave you AutoCAD and is in 3D modeling, it's going to be looking different. Just like I just switched to 2D drafting, you can see that there are some tools that are not showing here. I can't find my extrude, I can't find my press pull, I can't find my surface fillet edge and all that for 3D designs. But that's not my problem. If I need extrude, I just need to type it ext on my command line, and that function will be initiated instantly. Then I continue my modeling. Then at the bottom we have some other tools. We have our auto mode. Now the auto restricts your cursor either in the horizontal aspect or in the vertical aspect. I use it most times when I'm doing structural detailing, because while doing structural detailing, we are just drawing straight lines most of the time. We are drawing straight lines most of the time. We are going to get into that after this brief introduction to what AutoCAD is. Then we have our polar tracking. Now if you right click on your polar tracking, the shortcut for accessing your polar tracking is F10. Now I will right click on my polar tracking, and we are going to see some factory settings, some tracking settings rather. Now my current polar tracking setting is on 45, 90, 135, 180. Now it's on 45 degrees increment. So what does it mean? If I'm drawing a line, now I'm drawing a line, you can see some dotted lines on green showing. Now the polar tracking is telling me that the distance of this line is 11.286 at an angle. You can see this little angle, 0 degrees. Now if I move my line upwards gradually, you can see that it has changed. The angle is now 27 degrees. The line is now 10.544. Now the moment this line is inclined at an angle 45, it shows me these green lines again, these dotted green lines, because my polar tracking is set on an increment of 45. If I come here and change this increment to 30, the moment my line is inclined at an angle 30, it's going to notify me. The moment it's inclined at 60, it's going to notify me. The moment it's inclined at 90, 180 and all that, at this point in time there's always an increment of 30. There's always an increment of 30. So if somebody says draw an angle of draw a line inclined at an angle 30, I don't need to do much construction. What I just need to do is to come here, set my tracking settings to 30, 60, 90, then draw my line, come down here. The moment is inclined at 30, it notifies me, and that's all. The moment I dimension this, now you find out that I'm coming. Let me dimension this. So you can see is at an angle 30 based on our polar tracking settings. Then we have object snap tracking. Now our object snap helps us to snap to objects. Now if I want to draw a circle from a line from this center point, get my object snap helps me to track the center. From here now you can see a cross sign from here which is showing the center point, and also at this point I can see quadrant. It helps me to track some specific points. From here, if I want to draw a line here, it has already tracked that point as an endpoint. So basically that's what the object snap, it helps you to snap to objects, to point specific points on your drawing. Now if you click on your polar tracking, go to tracking settings, a dialog box is going to come up. Then you click on object snap. Now from here, my object snap, all these functions are turned on. I can clear all and decide to pick some specific some specific points that I want my object snap to pick. So I will pick endpoint, midpoint and center. Click OK. Now what does it do? Now the moment my my cursor gets to the midpoint of any line, it's going to notify me. Right now you can see it's showing me that here is a midpoint. The moment I get to endpoint, it's going to notify me that this point I have just hovered over is an endpoint. Then what else? Center. Now for this is a circle. This is a circle, and the moment I get to the center, it will notify me that I have gotten to the center point of this circle. Now if my object snap, all these settings are not ticked, let me uncheck them and click OK. Now you find out that if I get to the midpoint of this, I can't track the midpoint, I can't access the midpoint. All those functionalities are no longer showing. So that's why your object snap is very necessary. It helps you, get center point, midpoint, quadrant, intersection, where two lines are intersected. It automatically tells you. You can also get the tangent of a circle. So if I right click on tangent, now you can see that as I am hovering over this circle, it's showing me the tangent. So the moment I click on the circumference of that circle, you can see that the lines are moving around that circle because we are using tangents. You see? So let me draw two circles here and give you a better explanation of how the tangent works. So these are two circles. I'll click on my line 2, right click here and click on tangents, click this point, right click here also, click on tangent, click this point, escape. Now you can see what has happened. This line is touching just the tangent of this circle. I will repeat the same thing, come here, click on tangent, right click here also, click on tangent. You can see. Now that's one good thing about your object snap. It helps you to snap to specific points on objects and gives you a perfect drawing. You can see how this is looking now. So for this, we can say, okay, this is looking like one machine design that has two belts. So we can see this as two gears. We have the big gear and the small gear with two belts attached to it. Whatever this design wants to represent, that's it. But all these tools, they are called drawing aids. They enable you, like they aid you get better drawings while doing your design in AutoCAD. Now, as a draftsman or as a professional using AutoCAD, when you open your AutoCAD, the first thing you need to do is to specify the units you are working with. Now, the moment you open AutoCAD, the first thing you need to do is to type units, UNITS, and hit enter. A dialog box is going to pop up where you can specify your units. Now, the default unit that comes with AutoCAD the moment you start doing your drawing is in inches. Now, from here, you can see your drawing unit. The type is in decimal. For those that wants to do architectural drawing, which is in feet and inches, you need to specify architectural. But for this training or workshop, we are going to be using decimal, and we'll come to insertion scale and change ours to millimeters. You get? Then our precision, that's how precise do we want our drawing to be. From here, we can pick a whole number, we can pick 1 decimal point, we can pick 2 decimal places, we can pick 3 decimal places, we can pick 4 decimal, 5, 6, 7, depends on the one you want and your drawing. You know that as a CAD designer, you are not just waking up to do any design. You get, there is already a blueprint you are working with. So if, assuming the building plan you are drawing is in 2 decimal place, what you are going to use, your precision will be in 2 decimal. If it is in a whole number, your precision is also going to be in a whole number. So for this, I think we'll be going with a whole number. Then that's all. Then most times you can set your limits. Depends on the kind of drawing you are doing, if it requires you setting a limit. So for you to set your limits, you use the limit command, LIMITS, to specify your limit. hit enter. Now it will say specify your lower left corner. What you need to do is 0, 0. Now when you use 0, 0, you are specifying your origin. You hit enter, then I will use 100, 100. I've finished setting my unit. Then you can now start doing your drawing. Now there are so many there's this basic mistake most professionals make while doing designs using AutoCAD, or doing drafting, 2D drafting using AutoCAD. If you want to do a professional drafting work, you need to create layers. Now let me show you something from this design. Okay, now from this design you can see that we have broken lines here, or center lines. We have center lines here. We have this portion was hatched using a gradient. You get? Then we have our dimension. Now for me to design this, I need to create layers. First, a layer that will contain my center lines, a layer that is going to contain my hatch, and a layer that will contain the full 2D designs on its own. Now let me go into AutoCAD and explain better. Now this is it. You come to your command line and type layer. The reason I'm using my command line instead of my toolbar is for those that your working environment is different. So just type layer and hit enter. Now our this dialog box is going to come up. I will right click and click on new layer and type layer, center line, click outside. Now from our layer properties, currently it is on layer 0, which is our default layer. From center lines, I will come to line type, click discontinuous, come here, click on load. Then I will search for center line. I like using center x2. I'll click on center x2, click on OK, click on center x2 and click OK. So from here now we can see that our line type is currently on center x2. I will right click on center and set it as current. Now I will use my line tool, zoom out, draw a line. Now you can see that this line I drew inherits the property of my layer. So you can see that it's using center lines now. It's broken. Now whatever I am drawing on this current layer property will inherit whatever I have set from my layer. Now if I go to my layer property and change this color to green, whatever I have drawn on that layer is going to change. The color is going to change to magenta. Let me change it to green. It's okay. Now you can see that the colors are automatically changed. So the major thing I wanted to do is to get my is just to get my center lines. After I've done that, I will come back to layer, type layer, hit enter. A dialog box is going to come up. I will set my default layer, which is layer 0. I will set it as current. Before I proceed, does anyone have any question? No problem. So let's just do this little design. Now from here, the biggest circle here has a radius of 39.5. 39.5. So I will come back to AutoCAD and draw a circle, then specify the radius 39.5. okay, you can see that this is too big, very big. Now I will click on these two lines I've drawn, right click, come to layer property. Now this layer property, my layer property isn't coming up for now. I don't know why. Okay, let's leave that and continue. So we have gotten this, the bigger circle, the outer one. Now the next one we are going to design is arrow 15.5. The arrow there is signifying the radius 15.5. Now click, type 15.5. This is it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to draw these three other circles here. But before that, the center, from the center point of this small circle to the center point of this big circle is 55. So 55 divided by 2 will give us the center point. So let's look at 55 divided by 2. 55 divided by 2, it is 27.5. 27.5. So what I'm going to do now is to use the offset tool. This is the offset tool. This is it. Click on the offset tool and specify the distance 27.5. Hit enter. Select this circle, move it, line rather. Select this line and move it down. So we have gotten the distance, which is 55.0. Then this small circle has a radius of 5 and we have 3. A radius of 5. A radius of 5. So what we're going to do is to type circle, come here. Okay. I'm using the actual figure. Yeah. So from here, this is 5, radius of 5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type 5 and that's it. I have drawn this. So then I will use the copy tool. Click on copy, select this, hit OK, then make a copy to this point. I've gotten these two circles. Then for this, The distance from this center point to the center point of this smaller circle is 27.5. I will come here and offset this to 27.5. I'll click here and move this way. I'll still make a copy of this circle. So from this now, we are almost done with our design. We have gotten this circle, we have gotten this circle, we have gotten the outer circle. What we just need to do is to trim some excess portions of our 2D design. So that's the next thing we need to do now, is to start trimming. We need to start trimming. So what I'm going to do, I'll click here, draw a line outside, click on this point, draw a line outside. Then I'll click the trim tool to trim, or type TR on your command line, hit enter, then select this line, select this line, select this line, select this line, select this, select this. So you can see that we have successfully done this design within I can hear you. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is what I said. You type the trim TR, that's the shortcut, hit enter. Now, your command line will say select objects or select all. Now, to select all, you just hit enter. Now, the next thing your command line will change. It says fence, crossing, project edge, erase. Now, the moment it's showing you that all these excess lines we want to remove, we start trimming them out. Now, let's go back to our drawing. Let's come back here. We have already visualized this. This is what we want to see. We can see that this portion of the circle, there's nothing here. So we'll come to our drawing. We want to remove this portion. So I will click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, click here. Do you get it now? Okay. So the moment you have done this, we have successfully trimmed this portion. I will make a copy of this. Please, can you mute yourself? Thank you. Can you mute your mic, please? Okay. So the next thing I need to do now is to dimension this drawing, just like the way it was done. So what I'm going to do, I will use a command, dim style, DIMSTYLE. Now, dim style is used to change your dimension style. Now you hit enter. This dialog box is going to pop up. You click on modify. But before you do that, I will close this and come to annotate. Now when you come to annotate, you are going to see your dimension tools. Now you come here or come to your command line, type DIMLIN. That's dim linear. That's the short form for you to get linear dimension. hit enter. I want to dimension from here to here. Let's see what it's going to give us. Now you can see that this dimension style is too small. This is 27.5, which is what we have here, 27.5, but it's very small. Now that's why we need to work on our dimension style so that this stuff can be bold. Our font style can be bold. So what I'm going to do now is to type dim style, hit enter, click on modify, then come to our text. Our text, I'm going to use 20 primary units. I will come here and my precision will be 1 decimal place. Arrows and symbol size, I will use 10. Okay, let's close this and see how. Okay, from here now, this text is too small. I will go back to my dimension style, modify, and I'll use something like 5. Come here, I will reduce my arrow size to 2. Close. Okay, I think this is okay. Then if I need circular, I want to dimension the radius, I can come here to radius, click it, or I will come to my command line and type DIM RAD. That's for radius. Then I'll click this outer portion and you can see the radius 39.5, which is exactly what we have here, 39.5. So for the person that asks if we are using the exact dimension, you can see now that I'm actually using the exact dimension. Now use the space bar to initialize your previous command. What I used before was radius. What I did before was radius. So the moment I hit my space bar, the radius 2 will automatically pop up again, and I can now dimension this. Then DIM LIN, which is dim linear, for linear dimension. I will click these two portions and that's it. 55.0, which is exactly what we have here. So you find out that AutoCAD isn't difficult at all. It's not a difficult software. The first thing, like I said initially, you need to understand how you need to know how to interpret your drawing. First of all, look at a drawing and interpret it. How am I going to do this design? Then the moment you get it, the moment you have done that part, every other thing is very easy. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to convert this design we have done to a 3D model. Now the difference between a 3D model and a 2D model, or a 3D model and 2D drafting, is that your 2D does not have a depth. It's just a straight line, flat surface. The moment we give this a thickness or a depth, it becomes 3D model. Now from here, what we need to do is to click on our view cube. South is isometric. Now it switches this way to 3D modeling. Now what I need to do is to type press pull or extrude, whichever one. But I'm going to use press pull to make it, very easy and quick. Okay, you can see I will give it a height of 20. Escape. Right now I'm still in 2D wireframe. That's why I can't really see the thickness. So what I'm going to do, I will type VCS, which is our visual style. Then I will click on realistic. Okay, the moment I've done that, you can see now that this is now a 3D model. I have successfully turned this to a 3D model. Just like what I told you initially, before you can do this 3D, you must first of all do the 2D. You are converting from 2D to 3D. So this is our 2D design, which we just converted to a 3D model. Then you can now start adding materials to make it look realistic, like these other ones I showed you, stuff like this. You can now start adding materials to them, make it look beautiful. That's the essence of adding materials, make it look more realistic. So that's it for 2D and 3D. Switching from 2D to 3D isn't difficult. The major thing is you have to know how to do the 2D design. After that, you add a depth to it. You can either use the revolve tool, you can either use the press pull, you can either use extrude, you can use sweep, whatever you are doing. I've already created a course on this. The major reason I'm creating this free AutoCAD workshop is because I want to give people like almost free access to my AutoCAD course. For those that have been following our updates for some time, you know that our trainings is from 50,000 upwards. But after this training, for just first 10 persons that is ready to enroll for our online classes, you'll be getting it for 15,000. And this course covers mechanical, electrical, structural, and introduction to AutoCAD. So whatever I am explaining here, there is a course already on it that you will go through and understand better how to use AutoCAD. Whatever I'm going to teach you physically, I have already created a course on that. And after this training, instead of you getting it for 50,000, you'll be getting the combined course for just 15,000. So let's go over to structural detailing. So for structural detailing, for those that are in civil engineering, we know that when we are talking about structural detailing, we are talking about the load bearing capacity of the building, where we are looking at our beam layouts, our column layouts, column numbering, our slab, foundation layout, footing, and all that. Now I've created a course on this. I've already created a course on this because let me do a little explanation. If you were enrolling for, or if you are enrolling for our AutoCAD training, we either train you in mechanical design, that's how to design machine parts, do the 3D aspects and all that. Then it's either you are enrolling as a student, you want to know how to use AutoCAD, because our training is broken down into two aspects. We have undergraduates and we have professionals. Now for undergraduate are those that are not in the labor market. They are not field professionals, you get. So they are learning how to use, they are familiarizing themselves with AutoCAD. Why when we are handling trainings for professionals, which is those that have graduated, they know structural detailing, they know this, they know that, but what they want to learn now is how to apply it, how to apply AutoCAD in their field. Now if you are enrolling for, assuming mechanical design, what we take for our virtual class or for our online class is 50,000. If you are going for mechanical, the same thing, 50,000. But like I said, because of this my birthday, I'm summarizing everything. You are going to get access to all these courses for just 15,000. Nothing more, nothing less. After the 1st of January, because the 1st of January is my birthday, after the 1st of January, you won't get all these courses for 15,000. Instead, you get them individually for 50k each. So we have 3 courses. We have structural, electrical, and mechanical. That's for field professionals. Then for undergraduate, we have introduction to AutoCAD. Now 4, If you are going for each of these courses individually, it's 50,000, which is about 200,000. But for this giveaway, I am saying, instead of you paying that huge amount, you are just going to get all these courses for just 15k, and is available for just the first 10 persons. When I started the publication, 7 persons have already gotten access to it. I wanted to cut the class, but I said there is no need. What I want to do is to give out the knowledge first of all. So for the first 10 persons, I will still make it open 10, because most of you are just hearing it for the first time. But I've been making this awareness from the 20th of this month. So for this now, this particular layout plan, there are different layout plans. This is just one of them. I think this is the major layout plan I use in creating the course for structural detailing. Okay, I have 2 courses on structural detailing, and this is the second one. But all these courses, no matter what your area of specialization is, you'll be getting all these courses for 15k, all of them combined together, both the mechanical, electrical, structural, and introduction to AutoCAD. So this is for structural detailing. Now, when you are looking about structural detailing, we are looking about the load bearing capacity of that structure. The architects have done the design for you. Now, as structural engineers, your work is not to start drawing building plans and elevation. No, your work is, can this building that have been designed, can it be built? So after the architect have done it, your job now is to look at the load bearing capacity of it. Now from there, you have to create your column plan. Now, what does your column plan tell you? Your column layout plan shows you the position and the type of column you are using. Are you using, a rounded column? Are you using a square column? Whatever kind of column you are using, your column layout plan is going to show you the position of that column and the size. So for this is our column layout plan. We can see column A1, we can see column A2, column A3, column A5. Now this is how a column layout plan looks like. Then from there, we now have to create our footing layout plan. Now this is footing. Now we know what footing is. Okay, for those that are not civil engineers, your footing is the base of your column. Then after that, we also have to design the beam layout plan. The beam layout plan is almost the same thing with your column layout plan. It shows you the size and the position of your beam in your drawing. Then we have the foundation or your general arrangement. Your foundation shows you the excavated portion, those portion of the building that needs to be excavated. That's what your foundation is going to show you. So we have our trench, we have our wall, and the wall I use in this drawing is 225, which is the standard wall. We have our footing. All these are excavated portions. We have our column, we have our wall, we have our trench. And the trench is 3 times the size of your wall. So whatever wall you are using, just multiply it by 3. You are going to get your trench. Does anyone have questions with respect to what I've just said so far? Okay, what's your question? Okay. Okay, whatever. whatever the size of your wall is. Now, to get your trench, you have to multiply the size of your wall by 3 to get your trench. So yes, now the size of my wall is 225. So what I did is 225 times 3, which is 675, I think so. So in structural drawing, we don't dimension like the architect. We dimension center to center. So for you to get your trench now, you have to offset this line from here at 675 divided by 2. You offset it here, you offset it here. That will now give you the size of this trench. Let me look at it. Dimension linear. Okay, this is in inches. This is 53 feet. This is 53.3 inches. Yeah, but in millimeters you can set that. I'm coming. Let me check my dimension style and change it to standard. Set current, close. Okay. Okay, now you can see the size of the trench is 675, which is from here to here. Then let me look at the wall. 225. The dimension of the wall is 225. So 225 multiplied by 3, we have our trench. Then we have our footing. The size of our footing is here. We already have the footing layout plan, which is 750. And before all this are done, we need to know the load bearing capacity of a structure, of the soil, because if the soil is weak, the soil determines the kind of foundation you are going to use, isn't it? Yeah. So if the soil has a very high load bearing capacity, their foundations, you don't need to use a deep foundation. You can use a shallow foundation. But if it has a low load bearing capacity, you now have to have a deep foundation. Now all that have been covered in this course. What I'm just doing is like a summary. I can't go into details in each and every one of these, but the moment you get access to that course, we have everything is there. We already have a PDF and the material that was used in creating that course. So does anyone, okay, I'm not done with that. Let me go to slab. So coming to slab, we have one-way slab, we have two-way slab. All those can be gotten. You have to know your one-way slab. When you divide your long span divided by the short span, if it is greater than 2, it is what? Is it one way or two way? Okay, then if it is less than 2, it is two way. Yeah, so all those have been explained in the course. Then we have our column detailing and beam detailing, which has to do with the reinforcement, the RCC reinforcement that was used in our column. I can't find where I designed that. Okay. I think it's this. Let me check it. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is for our slab. Then we have here for our detailing. So this is our column detailing for our footing. So this inner portion is our column, then this is our footing, this is our reinforcement. Everything is for structural detailing. Whatever has to do with structural detailing has been covered in that course. So this is the section AA. This is it here, section AA, and we have everything. We have our collar, we have our 7 kicker, and that's it. Then from here also we have okay, yeah, we have our slab reinforcement. Yes, we have. Like I said, this course is going to cover structural, mechanical, and electrical. So we have done introduction to AutoCAD. We have done the mechanical aspect, which we did this design. We are in the structural. Then we also get to the electrical after this. Then for this now is our slab. Yes, we have to get our reinforcements, our crank, our whatever. Everything is well explained in those courses, and I'm just giving it almost for free, because someone has to pay about 200,000. You just need to pay 15,000 for it. So our electrical design, okay. So this for a residential building. So this is the building plan, dimension building plan, and okay, this for our power circuit. Now, why doing electrical design? There are 3 major things we need to look out for. We need to look at for our power circuit, we need to look out for our lighting circuit, then we also need to look out for our legend. Whatever electrical design you are doing, whether it's for residential building or not, you have to represent everything using your legend. Now, your legend is a table that has all the symbols you use and their meaning or description. So from here, we can say that this symbol, the description is 1 gang, 1-way switch. This one is 2 gang, 1-way switch. This one is 3 gang, 1-way switch. This is 1 gang, 2-way switch. Whatever you use in your electrical design, this is the rating and mounting position. You have to specify them. That's one good thing about electrical design. It is very straightforward. No matter the factory you are designing, you must have a legend. Then you also have your distribution diagram. You have to have your distribution box and all that. Now, then you have your power circuits. That's where how will I explain this now? Your power outlet, let me use that word. So wherever power is leaving this building, you have to represent it. So we have our AC, we have our 1-way, we have our 2-way, we have our however power is leaving, all our power outlets. So this is the representation, and it's not difficult, because the major thing is the architects have designed the floor plan for you. Now all you need to do is take this floor plan, remove what you don't need. For instance, we don't need this dimension. Doors are optional. So what we just need to do now is to create something like this. We just need to create this symbol somewhere, create it somewhere, and what you just need to do now is copy and paste it on the different positions where we need our power outlet to be, or our power circuit. Then we now come to the lighting circuit, which has to do with our lighting points in the building. Then you connect them. I can't do this from beginning because it took a lot of time. Then After that, you create your legends. After you have used all the symbols necessary, you create your legend and describe all that was used in your building drawing. Then after that, we have the printing aspect. So you have to print to scale. So for this scale is scale 1 is to 2000. This was when it was drawn by, checked by, approved, drawing number, seal, company name, the architect or whoever designed it, the engineer, the title, the project. This for all AutoCAD online training, the client. So all these have been done in that course. How to create your title block. You know that every company has their different title blocks and how it is being done. Every company has different title blocks. So this course, which you'll be getting after now, there's a step-by-step process on how to get your title block ready, how to print to scale. From here now, we can see that this scale is scale 1 is to 2000, which if you open your AutoCAD, you won't see it. So you have to define your own scale. And how do you do that? Everything is taught on that course. And let's go back. Okay, then this is for power circuits. Then we also have the lighting circuit somehow. Okay, I think it's no longer here. So that's it. Do you have any question with regards to what I just said now? You said? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Which lines? This one. The distance of the line. Okay, explain better. I don't understand. Okay. Okay. I understand. Let me copy out this one. So okay. Now assuming these are the lighting points. So your question is, how do you get the distance from this point to this point? Okay. Okay. So from here now, let's look at, let's come here. Let's look at this room. Copy this. Come in. Copy. Okay. Now from my experience, oh damn. Okay. Now from my experience, this line most times is not calculated. The major thing that is being calculated is the area of your room. Now for instance, this room now, this is our parlor. For instance, we have to position this lighting in a way that is going to be at the center. We have to position this light inside this room to make sure that it's going to be at the center. Assuming this design now, we just need 2 lights in this parlor. Now what the major area of concentration is, make sure that your lighting point is focused at the center so that you don't cast unnecessary shadows when there's light. So first of all, you need to draw a line from here, from this point to this point, and position these two lighting in a way that it is at the center of this house. So the moment it is at the center, what you just need to do is to set your layer to broken lines. Okay, my layer, let me come to layer properties. Okay, from here now I created different layers. Now I created connection. That's the line type I used in connecting the lines, which is dashed line. Get, we have our alarm symbol, we have dimension, we have lighting, we have power circuit. So the moment these two lights, our lighting point is focused at the center, what I just need to do is to use the line tool. Click here and click here and connect this one. That's just like that. So if we have multiple lines, multiple lighting points, sorry, copy, select this, all you just need to do is to connect them together. This is just for so there's no major distance for the wire. The major thing is make sure your lighting output is distributed within the center of that room. The moment it's distributed within the center, the next thing you now need to do is just to connect your lighting point. Okay, 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 yeah, okay, yeah, yes, okay, yeah, something, this is it. Yeah, yes, Yeah. Okay. I think he explained that there are some things he explained. I now understood some things better. Because me, I'm not an electrical engineer, I'm a CAD designer. So my work is to do the CAD aspect or your bill of quantity. It's for the electrical designers to do their own. So I believe that explained it very well. So is there any other question for those that are in civil, mechanical, and other area? Okay. I hope I'm still connected. Okay, okay. Okay. We're almost done. I'm just waiting for questions. Not almost done. We are done. I'm waiting for questions from those that need clarification one way or the other. Okay. Since there's no question, like I said initially, the one of the major reasons why I organize this class is with regards um to my birthday that is coming up on the 1st of January, and most of the persons that have contacted me before, their major reason is I don't have money to enroll for your online class. We don't have money because actually looking at the economic situation, bringing up 50k to go and enroll for a training is quite a lot. So I said, okay, let me make this very, very affordable for everybody. With just 15,000, you will get access to all our AutoCAD courses: mechanical, electrical, structural, and AutoCAD from beginners to advanced level for just 15,000. And I told my boss that I'll be the one to pay the other 35,000 for these 10 persons. So instead of everyone getting this course for 50k, I have subsidized it to 15,000. So whoever is going for this course now, because this offer is ending on the 1st of January, whoever is going for this course now, the moment you chat me up on WhatsApp, I will pay the remaining 35,000 for you. I've been saying this for a very long time, more than a week now. I just want to help 10 persons in 2023 get access to this course and become professionals in AutoCAD. I'm surprised most of my students are not online. Some of them gave me excuse they have traveled and all that. If most of them were online, they would have given live testimony of how their classes went. But since they are not online, there's nothing I could do for now. So 7 persons have already contacted me, so the slot is just open for 3 persons. After this class, just send me a send me a message on WhatsApp that you want to get access to the course, and what you just need to do is pay 15k. I will give you full access to it. It's on our seller store. The 3 courses are on our seller store, so I will help you pay the remaining 35,000. It's just 3 slots remaining, and this offer is elapsing on the 1st of January, which is when I'm celebrating my birthday. Okay. Okay. I'm listening. Yes, it's in 2 ways. We have a self-paced course, which is the one you are going to get access to. Then when our virtual class starts, we do have virtual classes like this, where those that have enrolled for our trainings will come online and do workshop practice. This workshop we are doing is just me creating awareness for the offer, me offering to pay 35k for 10 persons to learn AutoCAD. But when our proper workshop class starts, it's just majorly for those that are going for this course, which is starting January. So after these 10 persons have enrolled, have gotten access to our self-paced learning online course, our proper workshop class is going to start, which is by weekends. Which is by weekends. Excuse me. Yeah. Yes, I like Cubans. Jesus. Are you speaking for yourself or are you speaking for everybody? Okay. What's your name, sir? Godwin. Okay. After this class, please send me a message on WhatsApp. Then who else is going with what he said? Who else? Okay, so for those that are going with what he said, please send me a message after this class immediately, so that I will, depending on the people that send me message, is depending on if I will buy the idea or not. Then for those that don't have the complete 15k, I will accept part deposit or part payments, any amount you have. Okay, you can make 5k part payments, then from now till the third. It's just your response. Mine is I want to help 10 persons become professionals in 2023. That's my goal. So it's dependent on you now. Your reaction will determine if I will, accept this your proposal or not. Because there are so many persons that will say, oh, we want to do it, we extend time, and we don't see them again. So your reaction now, you sending me message, I'll say, okay, 3 slots remain, 5 persons said I should extend, I can consider it. But in a situation where it's only one person that sent me message, the moment it gets to the first, the offer closes. So I want to be realistic and understanding, because I know how it is. It's festive period. So many persons in the village are expecting us to come back with rice and give to them and give them small money. So this one now is, kind of some other thing we have to, budget for, rally around, like you said. So that's it. Just send me a message. Those of you that are going with extending it to the third, please send me a message after that. Then if you are sending me a message, please specify that you have part payments now, or from now to the third you will make complete payments. You get? I think that's better. Yeah. So everybody that is going for it, as you send me a message, say, sir, Mr. Prince, I have 5K now to deposit, or from now till the third, I will make the 15K complete payment. So that I will also budget myself. I'm the one paying the other 35K for you people. Then depending on how serious people are, I can make it 15%. Because I actually liked the person. I don't know who explained that. What are they calling it? That electrical aspect. I really liked it. Initially, I wanted to bring up a card. Okay, please send me a message. Yeah, send me a message. I wanted to. My initial plan was to bring a 3D printer to explain how you can use CAD in terms of 3D printing, just like these chairs we have here. You get, you know that these chairs, there are 3D printing machines that do print it. So I wanted him to come and give us more enlightenment on the CAD. Why I'm talking about AutoCAD is just because that this is my own area of specialization. So what I'm looking at in the future is I can have a CAD workshop for electrical engineers, for instance. So I need someone who knows electrical engineering very well to come up and talk, explain to other people how you can relate AutoCAD or any CAD software with electrical engineering and how all those stuff. I really like the way you explained it. In fact, it made me happy. It made me happy tonight. So that's it. Just that's what I want for. So somebody who is a pure civil engineer who knows how to use any CAD software, whether civil 3D, will come up in space like this where there are other civil engineers. You explain one or two things. I really want classes to be interactive, because AutoCAD or CAD aspect in Nigeria is underrated. People don't really have time in it. Our universities don't teach it well. Everything is just theory, something that we are supposed to leave university with lots of experience. You come back, you see one, or they don't even teach it at all, sef. Anyone? Yeah. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. So that's it. The situation is just appalling. You see professionals, the like basic softwares they need to know how to use. They don't know how to use it, and it's paining me. That's why I said, okay, let me teach, give this open stuff to 10 persons. I will pay the 35K for it. So okay, for those that will chat me up, I will see how we can schedule classes like this. We'll call professionals that will talk to us about how to use CAD in our various professions. You get. So I really thank each and every one of you for tuning up. Please, when we are having classes like this, I would like you people to also help me, share the link to other professionals that we want to, participate in stuffs like this. Because my next class, I will bring someone who is a robotics engineer to talk to us about how we can, add computer aided design as professionals to whatever we do. Like this robot I designed here, the robotics engineer, the company that did it, he's the person I intend bringing in my next workshop class. So the people I designed these stuffs for, so that they can share their own experience on how you can apply CAD to engineering. Engineering is very sweet. It's a very practical stuff. The moment you're not practicalizing it, so much theory it just becomes boring. We just come and kill us with calculation, integration and differentiation. And when we go to field, we'll not be seeing differentiation and integration. It's tiring. So I'm sincerely thanking each and every one of you for tuning up. So for those that want the time to be extended, please send me a message today and tell me when you think you will have the money from now till the third. If you have part payment, also let me know. I'll send you the account details. After you have made payment, please send your proof of payment. Once again, my name is Prince Christopher and I'm a CAD designer. If you have any challenge with regards to CAD modeling, you are free to send me a DM. I am the only group admin in that general group. So the two lines there, whichever one you send message, I'm going to respond. So thank you. Does anyone have any contribution with respect to what I've just said this few minutes? Okay. Okay. You're welcome, sir. Okay. Yeah, we are looking at that. For now, we just have in Owerri and Port Harcourt, because majorly what we do is online training. So we also need more CAD designers. We also need more CAD designers in different areas. Like, most of the people that have contacted us are from Lagos. And since what we do, please, can somebody mute his mic? So since what we do is online, it means our workers work from home, just like this. So we need more CAD designers in here, so that if somebody from Lagos said, okay, I want to see somebody, we can say, okay, we have a CAD designer in Lagos. You can see him and talk with him, because Nigeria, even internationally, our name have spoiled. Anything now that is authentic, people are even afraid, so that they don't get duped. We are also working on that, but very soon, the moment that plan is ready, we'll also let everyone know. You get? Does anyone also have any other contribution? I believe I answered your question well. Did I answer your question? Okay, okay. Does anyone have any contribution before we call it a day? Any other contribution? Okay. So thank you once again for joining. Have a good night. Season's greetings to you all. Thank you. You can now sign out. Yeah. Woo. Cause I'm happy. I tell you. So make money. Let me go and send this for account details. Come on.